DAT School presents Remainders 2. Recall that a remainder is the leftover in a division problem. For example, when 14 is divided with 3, we say the answer or the quotient is 4 with a remainder of 2, which means you can subtract 4 3's from 14 until you reach the point when you can subtract no more. In this problem, 14 is called the dividend, 3 is called the divisor, 4 is the quotient, and like I said, 2, the leftover, is the remainder. When you multiply the divisor with the quotient and add the remainder to it, you should get the dividend. So that's a nice way to check if your answer to a division problem is right. For example, on this one, 3 times 4 plus 2 gives you 14. Therefore, you know this answer is right. Let's try and find the quotient and remainder using the method of long division. Let's say you want to find the quotient and the remainder when 78 is divided with 5. So you write down 78 under the long division symbol, 5 outside, and divide the first digit on the dividend, the leftmost digit, with the divisor. So 7 divided with 5 is 1, but 5 times 1 is 5. So you have a leftover of 2. In other words, you subtract. And then you bring down the 8, so the 2 becomes a 28. And then, because 5 times 5 is 25 and 5 times 6 is 30, that's over 28, you write a 5 on the top, and then 5 times 5 is 25, subtract, the leftover is 3. And because there's no other digit that you could bring down, 3 becomes the remainder. And the quotient is 15. Note that the remainder is always going to be less than the divisor. If you have a remainder that's equal to or larger than the divisor, then either you should continue doing the division or you made a mistake somewhere. So go back and check your steps. Let's try and find the quotient and the remainder when 94 is divided with 4. Divide 94 with 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Write down the 8. Subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. Bring down the 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Write down a 3 at the top. 4 times 4 goes over 14. So subtract. 14 minus 12 is 2. And then there's no digit to bring down. Therefore, the quotient is 23 and the remainder is 2. And the remainder makes sense because it's smaller than the divisor. Similarly, if you want to do, let's say, 831 divided with 6, let's do the long division. 831 divided with 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 goes over 8. Write down a 6. Subtract. The leftover is 2. Bring down the next digit. 2 changes to a 23. Now 6 times 3 is 18. And 6 times 4 is 24, which is over 23. So you want to write a 3 at the top and write down 18. Subtract. 23 minus 18 is 5. Bring down the 1. You have a 51. 6 times 8 is 48 and 6 times 9 is 54. That's over 51. So write a 8 on the top. Write down 48. Subtract. You get a 3, and then that's the end of the dividend, which indicates we have come to the end of our problem. 3 is the remainder, and the quotient is 138. A quick check to see if we got this right. Multiply the quotient 138 with the divisor 6 and you get 828. Add the remainder, you get 831, which is the same as the dividend, which means we got this right.